seatbelt. I'm having issues with this carburetor. This thing doesn't want to adjust very easy. It's like you barely touch the idle screw, and then at that point it just doesn't want to idle. It's kind of weird. Well, the temp is good. Oh, I didn't even know the camera fell over. That's what the clunk was. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even know the camera fell over. Oh, man. That's how you know when you're watching a super amateur video maker there. a pro amateur YouTube channel, that's what that is. Alright, well, so this morning I cleaned up the garage a little bit because it was a mess, and I blew the garage out with my leaf blower. Then I pushed the car out a little bit, and there was a puddle of water under the car. I still had one freeze plug leaking. It wasn't leaking anymore the other day, and now it's leaking again. So this is the part where you really start to worry, because they all sealed up and now one's leaking. So if this is going to be a continuing thing, I don't need the headache, you know what I mean? But anyway, for whatever reason, the fuel gauge isn't working. All brand new stuff. I know I'm getting power back there, so it must be the brand new sending unit. The factory temperature gauge worked fine in a car I used to have. I've had that gauge this whole time, but I bought a brand new sending unit from O'Reilly's and put in there, so now it goes way over, close to on hot. Like, it's moving, but it's not pegging hot, but it's getting over there at pretty hot. So I went ahead and kind of just hardwired up my autometer temp gauge there, and I've got a 180 thermostat in it, and it's staying about 180, 185, so that's good. The electric fan probe is working. It's coming on and off, doing what it's supposed to do. The brakes seem to be working, but they're still, you know, I need to break the pads in, wear them in, do all that stuff. These drop spindles I have on here, they do not have much of a turning radius, I just figured out. I don't like that, so that kind of sucks. I need a sign on the trunk, I guess it said this vehicle makes wide right turns, because I don't think I'm going to like that at all. I may have to get in there and grind the stops down or something to look at it, I don't know. So this is the usual new car bugs. There's something wrong with that carburetor. It is not right. It is absolutely not right. It's intermittent, acting funny. I had adjusted the idle at one point and it was awesome, and then revved it up a little bit. It stayed really high. It's like you can kind of move the linkage a little bit and it changes. It's almost like the throttle shaft's leaking air. Brand new carburetor. So I don't have a vacuum leak around the base or anything. All the ports are plugged, so what's weird on that carburetor is one of the 4 metering jets and the jet plates, the one on the rear on right hand side doesn't do anything. It will not do anything. So I blew air into the 2 ports. You know, it's a 4-corner idle system on that style carburetor. So I blew air into it and it still doesn't respond. The other 3 are responding just fine. So I actually think, because the carburetor, it ain't right. I know it's not right. I messed with too many carbs to know that carburetor is not right. I'm really regretting the decision that I bought that, because I had thought about buying the Road Demon, which looks like an Edelbrock. I've had one of those carburetors before I bought brand new, and I absolutely love that carburetor. Loved it. So in my opinion, I may need to put another carburetor on here. This one probably just needs to be taken apart and checked out. I mean, I bought it brand new in 2014 or 15 or whatever, and it's been in the box in the house this whole time. So maybe something's dried out on it. I did put another power valve in it, thinking that overrich problem was that. It's still spitting a little bit of fuel out the vent tube, and you can see the mist again. I've got the fuel pressure turned down to 5. So something is up with that carburetor. Something is not right with it. It makes me think there's flash down inside one of the ports in it, or something is not right. I've had several of these Demons. I don't know how many I've had, 3, 4, 5, and they've always been my preferred, but it's pretty frustrating. Well, at least it drives. Drove it down the end of the street. I don't know why the freaking fuel gauge didn't work. It's brand new cylinder and everything. That doesn't make any sense. I know the gauge works. It's not the first time I bought a brand new cylinder and it didn't work. Nice. New car bugs. Let's see if that freeze plug's leaking. No, it's dry. So at this point, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and drain the distilled water out, at least half of it, and put in my antifreeze, because it's all distilled water right now. You know, something may have caused that freeze plug to leak, as it got down to freezing, or close to freezing, day before yesterday, I think it was, or yesterday, I don't remember. So if, you know, hot and cold has something to do with the brass freeze plugs and a cast iron engine, that could be the reason, because it was sealed up. I mean, it was leaking when I first put the water in, and then got the engine running, and it stopped leaking. And I tell you, I'm just pretty disgusted. So I guess I need to take that carburetor apart. That's the only thing I know to do. Just gonna have to try to figure out what the hell's wrong with it. I swear you can't buy anything anymore it's worth of shit. I've got an old sending unit around here somewhere, an original sending unit that goes in block for a 56 Chevy, so might see if I can find it and clean it up a little bit and put it in there since I gotta drain the water out anyway. It's probably an aftermarket temp sender. I think it was AC Delco though, is what I'm not getting. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it. The usual bullshit that you get frustrated with. Anyway, thanks for watching.